Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today with Maureen Gaige-Edwards, an award-winning international business, branding, and marketing strategist with 25 years experience for a discussion around price your product for profit right from the start. And I'm Linda Fisk. I'm the CEO of Leadership Global, and I am absolutely passionate about working with executives and influencers who want to create big impact and income, maximizing their personal brand, raising their profile, expanding their influence across a whole variety of avenues and platforms. Whether it's sharing your valuable content through podcasting, content platforms, digital media, or streaming television, I believe that the future of business growth is in leveraging your thought leadership and connecting with other purpose-driven leaders that can help you accelerate your success. So if you want to learn more about our supportive, trusting community of other influential, recognizable, and highly connected business leaders, as well as our media platforms and professional services, just reach out. It would be a pleasure to get to know you. Now, let's talk about today's conversation. Whether you produce a product or provide a service, staying in business and making enough money to make entrepreneurship actually worth the experience demands that you get your pricing right before you ever even go to market. So in our 3-part series webinar, you'll be able to discover the key pricing strategies that are relevant to your business, how to execute them to stay out of the red, pay yourself what you're worth, and the pitfalls to avoid that may sabotage your ability to make money. Now, as you know, if you have been with us for the past 3 weeks, Maureen Gaige-Edwards has done a phenomenal job walking us through the strategy around pricing for products, pricing strategies for services. And today she's going to be talking about the difference between a business and a hobby. And let me just say that I feel like way too many women approach their business as a hobby. So I can't wait to hear what Maureen has to say. Now, let me tell you just a little bit about Maureen before we dive in. Maureen Gaige-Edwards is an award-winning international business, branding, and marketing strategist with over 25 years experience in the craft. She started her first company after inventing and patenting a pet product and then went on to build 5 more companies. She innovated the START blueprint many years ago, incorporating it into her own business and for the clients that she consulted with, the corporation she's asked to build and turn around. And through that START blueprint, she generated over $50 million in revenue. Can you imagine? That's incredible. As the founder of 8 Simple Steps, she has now brought the START system worldwide to small business owners, simply teaching, guiding, and providing them the opportunity to start, soar, and stay in business while they thrive, enjoying the journey and fulfilling their dreams of entrepreneurship. I got to tell you, her series the past 3 weeks has been absolutely enlightening and power-packed. And I'm so excited to welcome Maureen back and to hear her advice to entrepreneurs about how to price your product for profit right from the start and the difference between building a business and entertaining a hobby. Maureen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Linda, and welcome back, ladies. It's good to see you. So I'm going to just share my screen, get right into the actual presentation for everybody. So Linda did a great job right there, telling everybody what I am, what I do. And after building 6 companies, people can call me a startup junkie. So you don't have to call me a serial entrepreneur. I'm totally okay with the startup junkie title. I am an inventor. I am a former patent holder. My favorite quote for everybody is, don't let perfection be the enemy of good. I always say to people with entrepreneurship, you just got to launch it. Just let it go, because if you don't, nothing's ever going to happen. Nothing will ever get off the ground. My true passion is really building companies, whether it's mine or somebody else's. I just don't get a better high than seeing somebody build something. And yes, I did innovate the START blueprint, which I absolutely love it. It's my third proprietary invention. And I have 3 children, a husband, a dog, and a kitty cat. So that's just a little bit on the side note here. But I think as we dive into this 3-part series, I really want to talk about the business and hobby part. This is the 3rd part. We started with part 1, which is about products and how do we price those, which are completely different than how we price services, other than we have to look at how do we cover our overhead, how do we pay ourselves what we're worth, of course, and how do we make a profit, right? But there's something else going on here. It isn't always just how we price what we're going to sell, but how do we run our entire business? So you have to ask yourself, it isn't just pricing the goods, it's how do I run my entire company? So ask yourself, right now, as you look at your business, do you have a business or a hobby? Well, here's the criteria. Are you in the red? Well, I guess everybody could say, all right, it's going to come down to money, isn't it? Are you personally funding your business month after month? Are you breaking even with no emergency or scaling funds? So every month you've got just enough to pay the bills, but nothing left over. Are you not taking a salary, but hoping eventually you will? But when you look at the business plan, you just don't quite know when that will be. Is it a year from now? Is it 2 years from now? You know, hope is not a strategy, right? I always say to people, you may have good intentions, but unless you really can put it down on paper, I don't know. I ask a lot of people, can you show me the spreadsheet of when you have it planned out month by month, how many people you got to bring in as far as clients, dollars, widgets sold, and when you think that you will have enough money to give yourself a salary, and that is not put down on paper, then right then and there, you have a hobby. So you've got to get your financials in place. So if you have this criteria right now, you don't have a business yet, you still have a hobby. And that needs to get corrected. Now, let's say your financials are great. You go, you know what? I don't have a hobby, I got a business. Okay, check. But you know what else determines whether you have a business or a hobby? And I know I'm going to get some pushback on this. This one. We already know, cover your overhead, pay yourself your worth, and you got profit. And you go to me, I got it all covered. But you don't have this, the deal breaker. All right, I'm going to throw it out there. Does anybody know what it could be? Raise your hand. Does anybody know what it could possibly be if I am making money, I am paying myself, I even possibly have a little bit of profit? I've got a business, don't I? There's no way she's going to tell me I have a hobby. If you don't have this, you still have a hobby. A website. 45% during COVID of small businesses did not have a website. Of small businesses out there, 45% of them did not have a website. Guess what? They had a hobby. Now, some of them pivoted, and now still 35% of small businesses out there do not have a website. They have a hobby. Yet they think they have a website, or they think they have a business, but they don't. They will say, I'm on Facebook. I sell my products there. I sell my products on Instagram. They can DM me if they want something. Those are not businesses. Mark Zuckerberg can shut you down tomorrow and you're out of business. The reason having a website is so incredibly important is this. It's instant legitimacy. It's instant credibility. It tells people where they can find you. If you are a business, that means that you care enough for people to know where you are, how to contact you, how to get in touch with you. It's brand reach. It's learning more about your services, learning more about your products. It's customer service, right? It really truly means that you care about what you are doing, about what you have to offer, about what you have created to share with the entire world, and that you care enough about your customers that they can get a hold of you. And I think more importantly, $4 trillion in sales was done in 2020. Wouldn't you want to be a part of that if you were a true entrepreneur who wants to grow a business and not just have a hobby? And 69% of all small businesses, not big corporations out there, this is the average amount of money made because of having a website, between $1 million to $2.5 million a year on a website. Now, this isn't just selling widgets. This is compiled of people looking for services due to research. This is based on conversions and e-commerce as a compilation. So don't just think, oh, this has got to be people selling products on an e-commerce. It does not mean that. So if you don't have a website, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So it doesn't necessarily mean financials. It also means marketing. So let's talk about a business, being in business for the long term, so that if you've decided to do this and you're passionate about it and you're serious about it, then make it so. If it's something you just want to dabble in and it's okay and you want to keep funding it and that's all right with you, great. But if it's not, let's talk about thriving financially from the get-go so that you don't have to keep digging deep into your pockets every single month. This is how you do it right from the start. First off, when you come out with a product or a service, sell only what your customers want. I know we get all excited about everything we have, and we may have a ton of stuff, but do your market research. Find out what they love, not what you love. All right. They may find that 5 things that you have, they only want 2. Bring only 2 to market. Focus on those. Eliminate all the rest. It'll cut down on your time, your resources, the money involved. Keep it simple and streamlined. And if something isn't performing well that you did launch, get rid of it. Pivot quick. Perfect those products and then scale. I made this mistake in my first company. I came out with so many products. I didn't perfect really the ones that were my core business, right? And then I was on to the next product line, trying to expand it before the first ones were really perfected. So don't start expanding product lines. Don't start moving into office spaces. Stay in your basement. Don't buy things in bulk because things get wasted. So no overproducing, no overbuying. Don't hire employees until needed. Don't move into office spaces. Perfect what you have in front of you. Scale when it's time and you're ready. I think patience as an entrepreneur is the one thing that keeps us in business longer than most who aren't patient. Be methodical in the way you run your business. Here's a big one. When we're entrepreneurs and we are just starting, or for those right now who are in business, I think we have a tendency to overdo our technology, and we spend a lot of money here. And the technology companies love it. There's a lot of stuff we don't need out there. And when I say you need to run your business very lean, lean operating machine, this is how you have a business that thrives. Do not think you need every gadget out there. There's so much software that first comes in that you can get for free with very minimal options that will work beautifully for you. Start with a free trial. They offer 2 to 4 weeks. See if you like it. See if it's really viable for your company, if it's even necessary. Start with minimal features. They usually offer 3 different types: the basic, the upgrade, the super upgrade. Most people only need basic technology in their company. Start with the minimal, see how it works. If you need features as your company evolves, then you upgrade. Only do month-to-month billing. Don't ever get into a contract in which you ever have to give your cash up front for an entire year. Nobody gives cash flow up. So if somebody says, I'm going to save you 3 months or 20% off if you pay us in full for the entire contract of this website or these ClickFunnels or this video, don't do it. As a small business owner, never give up your cash. You keep it in the bank. So don't sign a contract unless you can get out of it as well. So a good example of this right now is I'm reevaluating a few things. Ask yourself, do you need, well, everybody needs a website, but do you need a website? Do you need ClickFunnels? Do you need a course creator? Do you also need Zoom webinar, Zoom meeting? Do you need ManyChat? Do you have to go ahead and use email platform? Do you have to go ahead? I mean, right now, there are some people who have 12 automations for course creation. Whoa, take a step back. There are some that they can combine. All I'm saying is that do your due diligence. There's a lot of technology out there that is overlapping. And a lot of it is overdone. And don't upgrade until you figure out the first part of it. And then let's all remember Kmart. I think they're out of business now, or pretty much out of business, but I remember Kmart specials. Let's be frugal. I think sometimes when we become entrepreneurs, I remember you get so excited. Everything is kind of a shiny object. Not now. Now's not the time for anything to be shiny. This is where everywhere we go, we ask for a discount. Every supplier, every vendor. What's on discount this week? What special deal do you have? What closeout? You ask for every loyalty card, every membership card. You use a coupon. You get on Office Depot or Office Max's, specialty loyalty awards. I clip every coupon. You turn in your cartridges for software and rolls of paper. You trade in your computers for an upgrade, the phones for upgrades. You use your business ID and tax IDs to get discounts. It goes on and on. I work that system like you wouldn't believe. The other tip here is join your local chamber of commerce in the United States if you can. It's very inexpensive for solopreneurs. It's about $300. It is the best value out there. The biggest reason why is that they get all these special deals in the community that they then pass on to their members. I will tell you right now, I get about 15 to 20% extra at all of my brick and mortar mom and pop stores throughout my county. All these discounts, including Office Depot right down the street, that people don't realize. These add up. Okay, this is another thing. Before you have to hire employees, stay by yourself for as long as possible. We have never seen so many freelancing companies open up, allowing you to have employees at the drop of a dime, like Fiverr and Upwork. If you are not good at marketing, if you need somebody to help you with website design, if you need somebody as a virtual assistant today, don't hire anybody. Don't take on the expense today. Go ahead and do it as like pay by the hour, pay by the job. You can get these people for so little money to help you fill in the blanks. It is awesome. This wasn't around when I first started my company. I was either having to do it myself or pay a fortune to hire somebody. Full-time, part-time, hold off as long as possible. Lean, but yet you still got to move the needle. You still got to move things forward. Outsource. And now we can outsource globally, which keeps our expenses even lower as far as overhead. All right, now even better. We have never had so much opportunity to free marketing out there. And marketing is one of the biggest overheads that we have. And now it's so awesome because you have social media, which is completely free as far as Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, Clubhouse, TikTok, Google My Business, MailChimp, email marketing. They are free up to 1,500 subscribers. Websites. If anybody can't afford $144 a month for a gorgeous Squarespace marketing platform, shame on you there. But then they have free ones that you can do, believe it or not, free website platforms. It's like unbelievable. Then you can do it yourself with Canva, completely free, thousands of templates, super user-friendly, easy to use. You can look like a design professional today like never before. Maximize it, capitalize on it. You no longer have to look like you don't know what you're doing. And this is like running a lean business. And you don't have to look like you have a hobby, but you're running your business so efficiently between pricing your products to keep yourself out of the red and now running your business so efficiently. There's no way your operating costs can't stay low enough for you to be making money, which is what it's all about. I want to talk about creative financing. Now, there are some companies that require financing. Let's admit it. Mine did. I had a manufacturing company. It required capital. I had to set up a manufacturing facility to produce product. It required me to go to the bank. There's loans that are necessary. Sometimes we need investors. This is the good thing now. Never have we ever been able to get access to creative financing like ever before. It used to be we had to go to our local bank. We had to show all of these records. We had to get qualified. A lot of people with not so good credit were just done. We had to leverage homes. We had to leverage 401ks. It was just so much more complicated. It's not like that anymore. It's a little bit easier. Now, it's a little bit riskier and you sometimes have to turn over a lot more of your company. It's kind of that Shark Tank mentality. But if you are passionate and believe in your product and this is something that could really make a difference, then this could be a good way to go. And I'll tell you how this works. You can go the traditional way. And my suggestion is instead of taking out a loan where you have to continuously pay every single month for that loan, regardless of whether you've used it, I would take out a line of credit and you only pay when you use it, kind of like a credit card. So when you put the money on it, you pay. Instead of the loan, whether you're using it, you're paying. So take a line of credit first. That's traditional. But creative, what's great now is you have Kickstarter or Indiegogo. You can start going ahead and getting crowdfunding where people pay into your company and you collect funds. You can even do GoFundMe, and people can go ahead and give you funds if they believe in your product or service or company to help contribute. Family and friends can help fund your business, so you can set those up. But now angel investors are accessible to you. There are investment events, online networks, investors that you can contact. You never had access to those people. You couldn't even find them. There are pitch rooms now on Clubhouse. I was just on one where people pitch their companies to a group of angel investors waiting in a 5-minute pitch, and they actually take you offline if they are interested and negotiate deals. I've seen it happen. That's access to capital that has never been available before. It's fabulous. The other thing is, if you need money today, look in your closet, look in your basement. I've never seen so much money available sometimes. Poshmark, ThreadUp, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace, people are making $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in extra capital that you may never even realize is right there, that you could fund your business and provide extra cash flow for some of the things that you need to get your business up and running without having to go into your savings, into your 401k, or to just keep things rolling until you get it up and running enough to maybe put some money away for emergencies or scaling. Really look at creative financing so that you don't have to take it out of your savings, or if you don't have money to get it going, you can find creative ways to get your dream together without being in the red. All right, let's look at long-term profitability. Now that we're running this lean machine, got the pricing right so that covering overhead, got our salary, making a profit for emergencies, and when we're ready to scale, when the time is right, how do we sustain all of this? We want to be profitable for long term, not just for this moment, because as an entrepreneur, from the day we start, we shouldn't just be thinking about running our business for just this moment, even though we're caught up in minutia, right? Sometimes we can't keep our head above water for that moment. You should be thinking about where you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, because that's what true entrepreneurship is. You didn't go into business just for this moment. You went into business for the long term, unless you have a hobby, right? Raise your prices on bestsellers. If you are tracking products that people love, then they love them. They don't mind paying $1 more, $2 more. It'll increase your revenue, right? And maybe some products are just doing okay. People still like them, but it will help make up for those products that maybe are breaking even or have a lower profit margin. It is okay to raise a price on bestsellers. People do it all the time and nobody misses a beat, especially when they've gotten traction, great testimonials, people are clamoring for it, it's hot. Don't be afraid to do it. It's more revenue, it's more profit, it's more money in the bank. Okay, you've got to take advantage of seasonal discounts. If you have seasonal products, seasonal promotional events, if you've got holidays coming up, that is your big money-making time. If you've got a product out there or you have a service that is a seasonal event, you have got to capitalize on it. This is when you run your sales, your promotions. You have got to go ahead and maybe raise prices or provide incentives. You have to build marketing strategies around this. You have to build campaigns around this. This has to be part of a business strategy that is planned out months in advance. And it isn't something that's thrown together in the fourth quarter if that's when it happens. This is when you offer free shipping during holidays. This is when you offer huge campaigns, huge advertising events. This, as a business owner, is where you know exactly where your money is made, where your bread is buttered, and it's a huge part of your branding. So you've got to take advantage of it. And for many of you, this is probably where about 65 to 70% of your revenue is driven in the fourth quarter. It's big time now. All right, this is a big one. A lot of people will set a price. You know, we're talking about pricing for profit. They price it and never raise their prices. I see it all the time, especially with services. They go, okay, I have set my services and they're 2 and 3 years in business and they never raised it. Okay, we have massive inflation going on. Prices need to be raised. Even without inflation, prices need to get raised. If you've got increase based on demand, prices get raised regardless of inflation. Prices get raised on the evolution of new services that you're adding. Prices get raised on your worth if you've got new credentials, new expertise, new exposure. You've written a book, you've got publications, awards, recognition. That means your worth in an industry has increased. That means your prices increase from when you set them 2 or 3 years ago. Don't think that the price you priced your product today is what it will stay next year, 2 years, 3 years. It will evolve. It will change. Don't stay in the pricing rut. You have to watch market dynamics, customer dynamics, business dynamics, and your own personal dynamics. An example is just a 2% increase per year raising on 50,000 in revenue is an additional 83 per month. That's money that could pay a vendor. That's $83 that can just go into your profit emergency fund. That adds up. 3% is 166. I know it may not seem like a lot now, but add it up over the year. That's being so if you also offer resume building, you also offer interview practice and let them know to get you ready and prepared for that next interview. Make sure that you are always selling all your packages and all your services so that you can sell them on additional things that you do. That drives more revenue. Here's a big one. Take an inventory every month of your expenses. You should be knowing what's going out on your vendors, right? Of what you are spending. Of course, you always have to know daily what's coming in. What's the cash flow? I need to know the cash coming in and the expenses going out. Your bank statement has to be reviewed all the time. So what I do is I print out a bank statement and I review every single expense. So I put them on a spreadsheet and then I look at what I have to have, what's vital to my business that I cannot live without, because that is what is driving revenue for me, right? It has to have my business run. I can't do without it. Like I can't do without a website. I've got to pay the bill. What you should have, okay, it's not critical, it's not vital, I'm not going to fall apart without it, but I really should have it. Could have, it's nice to have, right? Won't have. this is just not necessary. So here's the thing. Anything that's not contributing to driving revenue for you, eliminate it. What's the purpose? Anything that doesn't make you money, eliminate it. So anything not bringing anything in, it just isn't necessary. So good examples of this. If you haven't used a subscription in the last 3 months, do you think you will? You're holding on to it for what reason? If you've got a coach who you haven't contacted and who hasn't supported you, do you really need them on retainer for $300-400 a month? No. If you're using technology, you've signed up for a ClickFunnels and you have not put one ClickFunnels or one opt-in page to invite anybody to anything, reevaluate your marketing plan. Are you going to be using that and it's $99 a month? Do you have Keep a CRM and you have not even opened it? You probably won't. Cancel it, reevaluate. You can always pick it up later, but at least save yourself $300-400 for the months that you probably won't be using it. It's $300 or $400 back in your pocket that you could spend on something else that could be driving revenue back into your business for those $300 or $400 months. Instead, you just gave a technology company $300 or $400 for them to expand their company and make money. Don't do that. This is where you have to keep on your business constantly to make sure cash is coming in and cash is not going out on wasted stuff that isn't doing anything for your business. It isn't moving the needle one bit to drive revenue and secure profits right now and for the long term. Aim to save at least 10% every single quarter, but I like to get rid of things that can give me at least 20%. And I do. I just reevaluated my technology. I reduced the cost of my website by 50% by switching to a new system, getting off WordPress to Squarespace. I got rid of ClickFunnels, $99 a month because I couldn't stand the system. It was too difficult to use. And I went on MailChimp and created all my opt-ins. And guess what? That's also my email platform. I combined 2 automations into one. Unbelievable. So look at how much money I already saved by just evaluating. Taxes. Hire a great accountant. We're also going into a very difficult type of tax situation that small businesses could be facing. Nothing is nailed down yet, but if it does, small businesses could get hit tremendously. And this is going to be very critical for you to get a good accountant to figure out how you can benefit in saving money and not having your business hit. But here's the thing, save every receipt. Everything associated with business is a write-off. And pay quarterly if you are making money after all your expenses, so you're not hit at the end of the year with an enormous tax bill. It's also illegal in this country to hold off on paying taxes till the end of the year. Your accountant will give you more information about that. But if you are in a situation where you haven't put enough away, then you're going to find yourself probably have to take loans out, and that really can set your company back. And obviously long-term sustainability could have you, in a situation where you're hovering between, am I going to make it and am I not? The one thing I find myself sometimes not good at, and I'm much better at, is keeping every receipt. Sometimes that's an organization situation. So now I have envelopes in my car. I have a situation where I have an envelope in my purse or my briefcase at my house. And I have everything now on an Excel spreadsheet because a lot of things will come in electronically. So I put them in a file and I have an incredible Excel spreadsheet with budgets, and everything is on there itemized. And I don't just do it at the end of a month. I do it at the end of the week where I put everything in there to keep everything itemized. So I'm so much more organized than I was before. And that's just because it's a personal issue where I hate administrative tasks. If you do too, maybe find a VA who could keep that stuff straight for you because it's so critical today. So here are my final thoughts on this. This particular module, decide if you want a business or a hobby. This is up to you. This is a personal choice. Some people just are very happy being mission focused and enjoying the ride of a hobby. That's your decision. If not, pivot quickly now to decide. And we talked about covering overhead, your salary, and making sure you have profit. That's the financial part of pivoting to the business side. Get a website. That's the non-financial part, but factors into the financial for all the reasons we talked about. This is legitimacy, credibility, getting your voice out there and getting customers converted who can contact you and know who you are. Monitor revenue and profits daily. The cash coming in, cash going out. Perfect a few bestsellers, and there's a time to scale. If you scale at the wrong time, it could bring your company down. And just run this business mean, lean, operating machine for today. And that's how you will secure those lifetime profits as one part. So to tie this entire 3-part series, price your product for profit with the 10 different types of strategies. Find one that's best for you, maybe even a combination. For those of you who have service-based businesses, find the service that works for you. Look at value-based pricing, whether it's a product or a service. Both of those could work because it is so focused on the customer and what they want. It builds great sentiment, great brand loyalty, and it's very mutually focused on a great partnership. And when you pull it all together, staying out of the red and building a sustainable company is all about the right pricing, but also running the right type of business on the financial side.